Hello, I'm Marchetti. I'm originally from Luxembourg, the little country in Europe. Right now I'm here in Jakarta, in Gran Meliá Jakarta, where I'm in the role of the executive chef in charge of all the culinary operations.
Can you tell us about what attracts you into working in the culinary industry?
Well, of course, you know, for me it's very interesting to see all these different savors, all these different condiments, the different spices, you know. It really interests me to combine all these different spices and flavors together, and especially as I'm traveling quite a lot around the world, it's very nice to discover always again new items, new products, new spices, and to just create new dishes with it.
What was the first dish that you learned to make, and can you still do it well now?
Wow, that's a very interesting question. You know, that time I was in Luxembourg, so I would say, I could say it's the crème brûlée. The crème brûlée is a French custard cream, basically, which I learned to do in Léa Linster's restaurant, which is a very well-known Michelin star restaurant back home in the town I'm from, in Frisange. So it's basically a custard cream, which is then baked in the oven and then caramelized with some sugar on top. So that is one of the very first dishes. It's actually a dessert, I know, but it's something which sticks in my head, and I still know how to do it, of course.
Not a lot of chefs that we've interviewed have worked in Africa before. Can you tell us about the culinary world and types of customers there?
Yes, of course, especially after, well, I started in Europe. After that I was 9 years in Asia, so I then came after that to Africa. Africa, in terms of culinary, is again very different. If I allow myself to compare, in Asia we have a lot of spices, a lot of freshness, a lot of different condiments combined to each other. In Africa is very much into a good product of meat, a good basic item that it can be fish, can be meat, that we marinate nicely with simple condiments such as garlic, ginger, a little bit lemon, and then we just put it on the grill. So it's a lot into meat, bean stews, a lot of heavy food, nice stews as well. So it's a little bit more rich in terms of culinary options that we can find in Africa. The customers, it's also another eating culture. The eating culture in terms of they are very much into quantity in terms of meat, so they really need a lot of proteins. So I was even often asked by the customers, "Oh, chef, you need to put more meat on the barbecue," because they really like to see a lot of these different options of meat. Can be lamb, can be beef, can be skewers, and then of course it can be served with nice rich potatoes, simply spiced with a little bit of curry, just to give a spice of it. So the customers really like rich food such as strong protein items.
In your own experience, what differs between working in kitchens in Europe, Southeast Asia and Africa?
Well, of course, that is a very big difference already in terms of people in the kitchen. In Europe, we are often less people in the kitchen. So it can be that for 100 people, there are only 4 or 5 chefs in the kitchen, and all has to be working very strong all together. Whether in Asia and in Africa, we have much bigger brigades, much bigger teams who are working behind the stoves. That's already one. And then second is, if of course in terms of culture is very different. You know, in Europe we have often quite a strong character in terms of working together, which is normal. You know, it's often that the chef takes the lead, so the chef's really speaking in the kitchen and all the others are following and often just say, "Yes, chef, okay, no problem." In here we are having a little bit of a different culture. Of course they always well listen to the chef, but it's more into a lot of fun, a lot of teamwork, a lot of more different work, like a teamwork. You know, it's another way of working in the different cultures. In Africa it's a little bit similar as well. You know, they really like having fun during work. The culture is very different because in Europe we are often, may I say, even like strict focus on the point, you know, they just want to get the work done. Whether in Asia and in Africa, I may say, people already the culture that we can see in Asia and Africa, they like to enjoy, to laugh, to make the work easier. So I would say that's a big difference that I can differ between.
So it's more communal activity.
Yes, yes, I could say it like that.